Assalamu alaikum students. Once again, I welcome you all to my YouTube video class. In today's session, we are going to learn a new topic, that is electronic payment system. Before we step into the topic, we shall understand what are the things we are going to learn today. Today, we will be learning about what is electronic payment systems, the various types of e-payment methods, to learn the basics of code-based payment systems, electronic account transfer, electronic cash payment systems, and mobile payment and internet payment systems. First, let us see the introduction to electronic payment systems. Last lesson, we have seen e-commerce, right? E-commerce means buying and selling products or services through online. Okay? So, when you buy something, obviously you have to pay money for it, isn't it? So, in early days, people had barter system, which means exchange of goods. That is, when you buy something, you have to give another thing for it. After that, all those things went away and we had money transactions. Every day, people buy or sell goods and services for money. So, money becomes the major medium of exchange. Later, many payment systems were developed as e-commerce were developed automatically. This terms electronic payment systems was buzzing already. Okay. So what is EPS, that is electronic payment system? For simple words, paying for a product through online is called electronic payment system. Okay, paying for a product through online is called electronic payment system in simple words. Money becomes the major medium of exchange. So we all know that without money we are not able to buy or sell something. The media used for transferring the value of money is very diversified in the sense enlarged, ranging from the use of simple payment, we will use cash, to the use of complex systems, we will use cryptocurrency. The concept of cryptocurrency we will see later. Okay, so the meaning is it is a digital asset. Cryptocurrency means online money transfer using strong encryption security. Okay, so this we will see later. Then physical money in the sense cash is the traditional and most widely used payment instrument that customers use in their daily lives to buy goods and services. So nowadays if you want something or if you want to sell something, means what we will do, we will use the cash. Okay, that is the traditional way. We will use cash to buy or sell something. As the volume and variety of transaction expands, the volume of money expands. So, using cash for each of large transaction is neither feasible nor practically possible. Security and transportation problems arise in cases where large amounts of cash transactions are involved. So, in such cases, banks would support by offering other payment methods. The cashless society has been discussed for a long time. In today's also, most of the peoples are using traditional payment systems like check, credit card or cash. The demise of cash and checks could not be sudden, demise in the sense destroy. Though old habits hardly die, people do not hesitate adapting new things. Now let us see the definition of electronic payment system. An electronic payment system is a financial arrangement that consists an intermediator to facilitate transfer of money substitute between a payer and a receiver. Sometimes it is also called liquidation, clearing system or clearing service. What is the meaning of this? An electronic payment system is a financial arrangement that consists an intermediator. Who is the intermediator here? You would have heard about Google Pay, Paytm and all. So those are intermediators. To facilitate transfer of money, substitute between the payer and the receiver. Here payer in the sense customer or we are the payer, right? Then receiver means owners or seller. So those are the receivers. So when you clear to buying a products through money, it is called clearing service or liquidation. So as you are the art students, you know more about liquidation or clearing services, right? The term electronic payment refers to a payment made from one bank account to another bank account using electronic methods, foregoing the direct intervention of bank employees. Here, we need not to go to bank directly for all transactions. We can do everything at home in front of the gadgets, isn't it? We can use either mobile or laptop to transfer. Okay. Then we have e-banking, mobile banking or so common nowadays. We can make use of it. So this is the definition for electronic payment system. This is very important 2 more questions. You have to learn it. Okay. Electronic payment system ensures the transfer of value from one subject of the economy to another and plays an important role in modern monetary systems. It is estimated that there are more than 750 payment systems throughout the world, and I have given you few pictures of it. So here you have Google Pay, Paytm, UPI, and the top we have Bitcoin. So this plays a very important role in economy nowadays in the modern monetary systems. Even though we have physical cash, we still have shops to accept physical cash or electronic payment system. Modern payment systems may be physical, that is cash, or electronic, and each has its own procedures and protocols that guide the financial institution with payment mechanisms and legal systems. On one hand, if we say there are 750 different payment systems throughout the world, it may seem as an advantage, but on the other hand, different companies using different payment systems. Payment system is an essential part of a company's financial operations, but it becomes complex when many different payment systems are used. So it may be very difficult, isn't it? Further challenges comes from the continuous introduction of newer payment systems such as Paytm, UPI, Bitcoin, and various mobile payment options. So, if different companies adopt different kinds of payment system, it will be very difficult for the users as well as the customers, isn't it? They cannot install all the apps, right? Example, Google Pay, Paytm, etc. Everything in one device. So, that can be some standardized one. People are expecting now. There should be some standardized payment system that can be done for all companies. For one side, 750 different payment systems may seem as an advantage, but on the other side, it is totally disadvantage when it comes for the companies. So, standardization has needed some of these systems to grow to globally, because day by day new innovations and new discoveries are made, isn't it? So they also developed new apps according to the new technologies that emerge in this area.
Electronic commerce transaction ranges. Many electronic payment methods have been developed with the advancement in the internet technologies. Though we have 3 different types of electronic methods like macro, mini, micro, but in our textbook the classification of electronic methods are based on the value of money transactions, processing time, processing requirements, security issues, and usability, electronic payment systems are generally classified into two types. They are micro electronic payment systems and macro electronic payment systems. So, in our textbook, mini is not explained in detail. This is just for your reference, okay? So, we have three different types of electronic payments, that is classification of electronic payment system, that is macro, mini and micro, but in our textbook they have given only two, that is micro and macro. Let us see what is micro electronic payment system now. It is an online payment system that allows payments in small amounts. So, here the picture is given from the Source Digital Equipment Corporation. They made an analysis and they have given it. It is given in dollars. So, here the minimum level transaction is 1 cent and the maximum value is $1, which means nearly equivalent to 75 rupees. So this is lower value transaction which comes under micro transaction. Okay, so the micro transaction is within 100 rupees, like 50 rupees, 60 rupees. This all comes under a micro level transaction. Then macro transaction is higher amount transaction. So the basic difference is micro is smaller amount transaction and the macro is larger amount transaction. So in order to keep transaction cost very low, the communication and computational cost are minimized here in micro electronic payment system. For example, a product cost is just rupees 60 and there is no additional charges or levied like delivery charges, service charges, etc. But at the same time, macro electronic payments, which means higher value transaction, so the security requirements are needed. So they use some algorithms. Algorithm means step-by-step procedures for doing the payments. They use some expensive public key cryptography. Cryptography we will learn later. Okay. So first we are going to learn is payment, that is micro payment applications. Here the micro electronic payment systems were designed to pay for simple goods on the internet. Example, subscriptions of online games, read journals, listen to a song or watch a movie online, etc. To buy some articles, cartoons, some musics and also some softwares like games or some images, services, security clearances, shared resources and also some subscriptions of international journals, etc. So this type of some small amount of online transaction all comes under micro payment systems. Micro electronic payment system. It is an online payment system designed to allow efficient and frequent payments of small amounts, which means it is an online payment system that allows payments in small amounts. Micro is smaller amount transaction. Okay. Microelectronic payments are relaxed by using lightweight cryptographic primitives and offline payment verification. Here in microelectronic payment system we are using only lightweight cryptographic, but in the macroelectronic payment system we will use complex cryptographic. Cryptographic is nothing but online money transfer using strong encryption security. Okay, which means some algorithm. And offline payment verification. Offline payment means SMS that usually comes for mobile, right? That is comes under offline payment. Okay. Microelectronic payment systems were designed to pay for simple goods on the internet. Example, subscription of online games, read journals, listen to a song or watch a movie online, etc. In general, the parties involved in the micro online payment systems are customers, service provider and payment processor. So, there are three parties involved in micro online payments, that is customer, service provider and payment processor. First one is customer. Customer means user. Here we are the user and customer, right? Then second one is service provider. For example, if we need to subscribe for international journals, supposing if I pay 75 rupees means I can get $1, right? If they asked for 5 coins, if I have those 5 coins, I can pay. I'm not going to pay like money, but I have to get some coins from payment processor so that I can pay and get the subscription for the journal. Okay, so I am the customer and the website who provides me this international journal is the service provider, and the middle one is the payment processor. So using website I can pay and get those coins, no? That is the payment processor. The microelectronic payment transaction can be explained using these 3 steps. If suppose the customer needs to buy something through online, for example international journals, using this microelectronic payment system means they have to follow these 3 steps. The step 1 is customer proves his authentication and the payment processor issues micropayments. As I said previously, we have to provide money for the payment processor. Then the payment processor exchanges that money to coins, bricks or something. Then they have to issue that micropayments to the customer. In the step 2, the customer pays that micropayments to the online service provider and gets the requested goods or services from them. Here the service provider provide the requested goods for that micropayments. Okay. In step 3, the service provider deposits micropayments received from the customer to the payment processor and gets the money. These are the microelectronic payment systems. The microelectronic payment systems work on the basis of simple cryptographic algorithms. Based on the algorithm used, it is classified into the following categories. First one, hash chain based microelectronic payment systems, hash collisions and hash sequences based microelectronic payment systems, shared secret keys based microelectronic payment systems, and probability based microelectronic payment systems. We have many microelectronic payment systems are available, so they use any one of these algorithms to create microelectronic payment systems. Okay, the name of the algorithms are hash chain, hash collision and hash sequences, shared secret keys and probability based microelectronic payment systems. So these are the name of the algorithms. We have many algorithms, but from our book they have given only these algorithms. So the microelectronic payment systems works based on this algorithm. Now we will move on to macroelectronic payment systems. Macroelectronic payment systems supports payments of higher value, whereas microelectronic payment system supports payments of lower value. Okay, here all the higher value, that is higher amount transaction, online transaction, or comes under the macroelectronic payment system. The security requirements are more rigorous in macroelectronic payment systems because of huge money transaction. So while transacting higher amount, we need lots of security. For example, if we are transacting 50 lakhs or 70 lakhs, we need some security, right? So macroelectronic payment system provides that security. Next point is, banks will impose a minimum transaction overhead on macroelectronic payment systems. So while doing transaction, bank collects some charges, okay, some service taxes. So all higher value online transaction comes under macroelectronic payment system. So obviously bank will collect some service taxes. Okay. These transactional overheads for the usage of computationally expensive cryptographic operations prevent these payment systems to be used for the payment of small amounts, which means for security purpose they will use this complex cryptographic operations or cryptographic algorithm. Some of the popular macro online payment systems are card-based payment systems, electronic account transfer, electronic cash payment systems, mobile payment systems, and internet payment systems. So, card payment system means whether it may be a credit card or debit card. So, automatically money will transfer from one account to another account like e-banking, etc. So, we will learn everything in detail. Okay. So far, we have learned classification of electronic payment system. One is micro electronic payment system, and the other one is macro electronic payment system. So, micro means small amount of online transaction method, and macro means higher amount of online transaction methods. In today's session, we have seen what is electronic payment systems, definition of electronic payment system, and the classification of electronic payment methods. I hope you understand these topics. Students, the first part of this lesson ends here. Remaining we will see in the next video class. And the assignment of this lesson is define electronic payment systems. Second question, distinguish micro electronic payment and macro electronic payment. And the third question, list the types of micro electronic payment based on its algorithm. So, only 3 2-mark questions. Submit earlier, right? Thank you for watching this video. We will see you in the next video class. Assalamu alaikum.